Okay, so here we have a Marantz cassette deck. It's a model 1810. All right, and there's really not much wrong with it. Okay, it's fast forwarding, but it's kind of slow. All right. Rewind is a little bit better. Okay, play is just fine. Okay. About a year ago, I put new belts on it, new front idler tire. You know, rebuilt the mechanism, gave it a full service, and all that. It sounds really, really good. This is just a crappy test tape right here. Okay. I don't even know what's on it. But if it's in the test tape pile, that means it's a crappy tape. Okay. Probably just a bad recording. As you can see, they're out of whack. So that's a bad recording. But what I'm doing today is I'm going to be redoing some of the idler tires inside of here to make the fast forward a lot better. Okay, because I know that little tiny idler tire in the middle has got to be worn all the way down to next to nothing. Okay, so, and I know you guys have seen me take these apart before, so I'm going to skip ahead a lot. Okay, so when I come back, the top is going to be off. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, so this is a beautiful unit. Just spotless on the inside. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is taking everything off. The motor, the belts, this flywheel, this idler tire right here. This gear is going to come off. This little spring is going to come off. This bracket here will come off. Okay, the flywheel. We'll probably have to take that out too. Because that little tiny idler tire that I want to get to is all the way inside the middle of there. I'm going to increase the diameter of that small idler tire. And I might increase the diameter of this large idler tire back here. Okay. So, but we'll see. But that's the goal. So this was made on May 2nd, 1978. That is the date code, or the date. May 2nd, 1978. So maybe it was made a month after that. Who knows? But it is in mint condition. A gorgeous deck. Works great, sounds great, but it could be better. So that's all I'm doing today. So, okay, off with the motor. I'll be back. Okay, so with the motor off, this bracket right here can come off. Okay, so it's just one screw. So it has a nice long screw. It also has this little tension spring right here. It's up onto the middle bracket. I don't know if you could see that or not, but there's 3 little pegs. It's on the second peg. Okay. If I change the diameter of that idler tire back there, I might only have to put this on the first peg. Okay. That's what that's for. It increases the tension on that idler tire back there. All right. So we'll get to that later on. But you just want to get this out of here. And it just lifts right up out of here. Okay. A little difficult to do it and hold the phone, but that's all. So this idler tire here has a pretty good amount of rubber on it. So we might not have to increase the diameter of this one. But we'll definitely give it some rubber renew just for the hell of it. But it seems to have enough meat on it. Okay. My main concern is that little tiny idler tire inside there. Okay. That's the one that needs to have its diameter increased. Okay. That one right in there. So, in order to get that out, we have to take this little C-clip off, take the spring off. This will come off, the gear will come off. We have to take this bracket off. So when I come back, this will be off, the wheel will be gone, this will be off, that will be off. Okay? I'll be back. Okay, when you remove the flywheel itself, be careful. There's small black washers on the flywheel capstan shaft between the flywheel and the bearings. Okay, so take your time pulling it off. They might be stuck to the bearing. Okay, so you might have to fish them out with some tweezers. So be careful taking that off. Okay, the flywheel is out. There is the little washer I was talking about. Sometimes there's 2 of them, sometimes there's 3 of them. So, sometimes they stick to the front of the bearing in there, okay? So, but it's there, so we're good. So now this has to come out of the way, okay? The reason why you have to take this off and this gear off is there's a spring connected to this idler tire. Okay, the spring is connected up in here. That's why this has to come out of here. So, C-clip, spring, and that's it. These will both come out. Okay, this will just slide right off the post. Okay, make sure you put that little C-clip in a safe place. You don't want to lose that. Okay, this idler tire here doesn't look too bad. So this gear will just come off. Okay, it has a special thing on the other side of it. So when you put it back on, make sure you put it back on the right way. All right. So this spring right here is held on with cement. Now you can sit there and try to get that cement off of there with some acetone or something. Okay. Or you can unhook it from here, which is what I prefer to do. Okay. I prefer to unhook it from this little slot. Okay. So just do that. Now, to get that out of there, all we have to do is remove this little C-clip right here. Okay, we remove the C-clip and then we push down on the fast forward button. Okay, and it will rise up. Okay, so now when we take that little C-clip out of there, this will automatically come out. It is actually hooked on in the back of here. Behind this piece of plastic, it's molded. So there's extra plastic back here that's fitting into a groove. Okay, so you have to slide it up even farther to get it to come out. That's why this C-clip has to come off. So when I come back, that C-clip's going to be off. Okay, so with that C-clip off, always put them in a safe place. Keep all your C-clips together. Okay, so now with the fast forward button pushed down, okay, all right, that's as high as that's gonna go. So what we want to do is use your fingernail and just pull out on these plates a little bit. Okay, and it will let it go. All right, kind of difficult to do this and hold the phone at the same time. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so there it is. Now you can see that excess on the back. This is what was stuck in that groove back there. Okay, that's why it didn't want to come out. All right, so, but it's out. So now I'm going to increase the diameter of it, probably about 1 millimeter, okay, because it is pretty low. There's not a lot of rubber on there, okay. So when I come back, the workbench will be all cleaned off, and I'm going to get some new rubber on here. Okay, so the diameter of this idler tire is about 13.7, okay. We're going to increase that to about 14.7, okay. A good millimeter. And you've probably seen me do this before. Two-way sticky tape, 2 millimeters wide, 25 meters long. That's what this is. So I only need about 4 inches of it. So I'm going to remove that rubber tire, put 4 inches of this around there a couple times, and then I'm going to put that rubber back on. I'm going to give it some rubber renew, all that good stuff. So you've probably seen me do this before in a previous video, so you really don't need to watch me do it now. When I come back, this will say 14 whatever, okay? Okay. Diameter is now 14.8. Excellent. You can see all that nice rubber around the edge of that now. Okay. That rubber renew makes it look brand new. It really did need it. It was looking pretty sad when I got it off of there. Okay. So, but yeah, we increased it more than 1 millimeter. I guess 1.1, whatever. So, but that's plenty. All right. Time to get the deck back over here. Stick this back in it. Put it back together. So we'll skip through a whole bunch of that. I'll be back. Okay, so putting that spring back on takes a lot of patience. Okay. Even though I left the spring on there, and then it ended up coming off the peg. So, you know, to get it back on takes a lot of patience. All right. It took me about 10 tries to get that on there. But it's there. Okay, it's in its little groove back there. It's in here. All I have to do is put that little C-clip on. Okay. Fast forward. Okay, it's moving up and down real nice. Okay, so that's all good. All right. So, time to start putting this damn thing back together. I gave all these wheels rubber renew. Checked them all out. They're all real nice. So, we're going to put a tiny dab of oil on the flywheel shaft, just for the hell of it. This big idler tire right here, I gave it a lot of rubber renew because we're not going to be back in here for a long time. So that's been taken care of also. All right. So now it's time to start putting this back together. When I come back, a lot of this will be back together. This video is getting pretty long. All right, everything's put back together. Flywheel's back on, bracket, all the idler tires, they all got their rubber renew. Okay, belts are back on. Everything's nice and tight. All right, let's turn it around and give it a try. All right, let's give it some fast forward. Nice. It's kicking ass. Rewind. Nice. Fast forward. Excellent. Play. Uh-oh. Might have a little bit of oil on the capstan shaft. Oops.